What's up guys, Petko here. Finally, the long-awaited class changes for the week are finally here. Even though Blizzard have delayed them for 24 hours, doesn't really matter. Today we're gonna dive deep and explore exactly what they have changed for the classes that needed changes, or maybe they didn't. I am looking forward, especially for classes that underperform, to get buffed, and if not, then maybe next week. Let's dive in and stop wasting time. Alright, first thing first, we're having Frost Decay. Your set now is gonna stack up to 6 times instead of 8 times. The 2-piece, fine. The 4-piece, it seems to be getting a small nerf. So lesser damage coming from Frost Strike in Glacial Advance, fine. Frost Sight, less damage, fine. Less effectiveness also on the main target from 50 to 40%, which is around 20% nerf here. Well, I wouldn't say Frost Decay was extremely overpowered, but I guess they didn't like how OP the 2-piece, 4-piece felt for them, hence why they decided to nerf it. Next. Unholy, seems like they've changed the 4-piece, aka bug fixed this. I'm happy to be testing that later on today. Good stuff for them. Druid, they're changing some of the 2-piece on Pharaoh. 3 ferocious bites are exempt from removing winning streak. Wow, that's actually very good quality of life change. Other than this, nothing else. Resto. Mastery, harmony effectiveness increased by 12% and its now scaling rate has been adjusted. Wow, very good changes for restoration rate in my opinion. Better scaling on mastery. Sure, I mean, I'll take it. It's not like a massive damage gain, it's more like a focusing on healing, but I'll take it. Anything for me is a plus, mythic plus. Evoker has been seeing quite a few changes last time. Now with they getting as well a few. It seems like they're making a very good quality of life change on how the 4-piece is gonna work. Now it's gonna work with equal verdant embraces. Wow, very good change in my opinion. Exactly what most of the people wanted, so good to see that. However, they decided on top of this to nerf the effect itself. As you can see, 30% nerf on the insurance overtime healing, sorry. And it seems like insurance healing from the triggering its slow heal effect reduced by 15%. I think it was to be expected. They also attached a developer note. Emerald Blossom has historically triggered Echo for consistency reasons, but this has made it difficult to wave these spells together effectively. We are updating Echo to no longer trigger from Emerald Blossoms, so players who want to make use of Emerald Blossoms can do so without wasting any active Echoes. And once again, quality of life changes. Moving next. Hunter has been getting the most changes out of any spec so far, and again this week they are no different than what they were last week. Disengage new visuals, post haste, impulsive trap, high explosive trap, aspect of the cheetah, track shot, counter shot, new visuals. Wow, I wonder how they look like right now. I sometimes choose the class to old based on how they look like, not how OP they are. So for me that matters a lot, how the class plays out. And, is it like visually pleasing to my eyes? I know I'm a role player, but for me, it matters. New talent. Casting explosive shot causes all active pets to stomp at 200% effectiveness. That's really good, by the way. I wonder where this is gonna be. Very juicy. Poison Barb, useless talent now has been updated. No, also applied Serpent Sting. Okay, so now this might be worth talent to play. Okay. It might be. 4-piece buff, potent mutagen and damage increased by 100%. Okay. Barb shot new visuals and barb shot travel speed increased. Well done. Serpent Sting no longer tracked on nameplates for beast mastery only. Okay. Explosive venom removed. Sure. Dark Ranger likely still inferior compared to pack leader. So let me see what's up. Black Arrow more damage. Bug fixes. Withering Fire now has been updated. Now triggers from Cold Wild. Yada yada yada. I'm gonna skip it. I don't give a shit. Pack leader is better. Unless it gets to be severely buffed, which in my opinion it's not, so let me just skip it for now. Pack leader, shell cover triggers at 60% health instead of 40. Sure, bit more defensiveness I guess. It also triggers more often now. Good stuff. Pack mentality now reduces barb shot cooldown by 10 seconds, was 18 seconds. Again, small nerf here. All of the pack leader related auras will now expire while out of combat. Doesn't really matter. So it seems like pack leader has been getting very minor nerfs because of less barb shot, I guess. But other than this, there's been some bug fixes. Like for example, this one fixed an issue where direct cleave were granting incorrect beast cleave damage. Incorrect means more or less unsure, but I guess we're gonna find out tomorrow, or I guess later tonight. NM Hunter, new talent, regain access to co-pet, while outdoor your pet deals more damage and takes reduced damage. I mean, RP stuff, a lot of people wanted to see NM Hunter have a pet again. I guess that's why they did it. I would never use my pet anyway, whatever. Don't really care. 4-piece, it seems to be getting a buff, which I'm happy to hear that. MM Hunter were doing already great, better than last season, but now it seems like they want to bump them one idea better. So that means your explosive shot will now do a lot more damage coming from your 4-piece. Good stuff. Better AoE damage, better burst, better consistency as well. Buffing the old set, that's fine, nobody cares. Seems like there's a lot of bug fixing on MM Hunter. Resto fragments been re-implemented and many of its bugs have been resolved. Okay, I'm not going to read all of the bugs, but I'm going to leave you guys the article. You can check it out. It seems like they bug fixed a lot of stuff, which again, for most things, this will be positive because nobody likes to play a bugged game. So happy that they are trying to actively do so. Dark Ranger on MM Hunter, which is my favorite so far gameplay, even though it's inferior to Sentinel. Withering Fire has been updated, no longer allows Black Arrow to ignore health requirements, okay? Good stuff. Black Arrow more damage by 15%, okay. And some bug fixes also on top of that. Alright, pretty good, I like that. I want to try again Dark Ranger, see how this with Black Arrow buffs, maybe, not worth it, question mark. Survival new talent, quick shot and auto attacks with the 200 weapons increase direct damage of the next wildfire bomb by 4%. Stack them 3 times. Casting coordinated assault grants 3 stacks of wildfire arsenal. Wow. I wonder where this talent will be exposed. I really like this. More wildfire damage means more damage overall, which is again your primary AoE pretty much. Viper Venom updated, increases your Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike by 15%. Good stuff. Contagious Region has been updated. Now spreads Serpent Venom to 4 nearby targets with 2. Good. Explosive Shot Expert has been updated. Now increases Wildfire Bomb and Explosive Shot damage by 5%. Bombardier has been updated. Now only grants 1 charge instead of 2 from Wildfire Bomb. I mean, fair enough because you're already getting more damage from the bombs here, so that's fine. Liberation of Undermined Forces bonus redesigned. When your winning streak ends, your next Mongoose Bite with Raptor Strike deals 400% increased damage and reduces the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb by 10 seconds. Okay, I really love that they're actually focusing on updating the 4-piece on the survival. Was really dog shit. So this will give you a lot better single target because obviously you don't really press Raptor Strikes or Mongoose Bite on AoE, but you might now press so for the private target because you're gonna be getting a CDR on Wildfire Bomb, which again, Wildfire Bomb means more damage. So not only you're gonna get more damage on a private target, but you also get a CDR for bomb, which again means more AoE. And also the bomb damage increased by 6%. Wow. This looks to be juicy for survival. Ear of the Spear? Question mark? I'd love to be test that tomorrow. Improved Wildfire Bomb. Oh, wait a second. Improved Wildfire Bomb removed? Huh? No, okay. Interesting. I mean, they did all those buffs just to remove this good talent. Alright. Well, whatever. I guess we're gonna talk about that soon. They're buffing pack leader on Survival Hunter, which they're trying to overtake Sentinel with. I don't think that's gonna be the case so far, at least not with the changes that I've seen, but again, they're trying their best. Frenzy Strike damage bonus increased 40 from 15. Very significant buff by the way to Frenzy Strikes. There's some bug fixes. Moving forward, Arcane. Your talent casting a damaging spell has a 5% chance to make the next Arcane Barrage deal 20% increased damage and generate 4 Arcane charges. Ooh! The 4 Arcane charges are actually juicy, but only 5%. Interesting. New talent. When the Arcane Barrage hits more than 2 targets, it explodes, dealing light Arcane damage to all enemies within 10 yards of primary target. Wait, all enemies? That means like no target cap? Really? Okay. Doesn't say that. Maybe it's like a soft cap 20. Juicy, that's the case. Error Fragment has been updated. Intuition damage bonus increased by 20%. Good. Arcane Barrage, damage by 15% per target if hits beyond the first. We would like to double down on Resonance AoE, Cleave Power, and open up the opportunity for mages to pick all the talents in a single target. Fair enough. Fair enough, boys. Fair enough. Late Drinker being updated. Higher chance to get triggered, equal to the small damage. Now triggers from consuming clear casting was consumed from Nether Precision. Okay, overall quality of life changes. Arcane Explosion damage increased by 35. Wow. Okay. Interesting. High voltage bad luck protection chance increased by 15 instead of 10. Good. But they're nerfing the Liberation of Undermine bonus a little bit from 8 to 5%, and 2Ps. 2-set proc rate no longer increased by haste. Okay, but Nether Precision gen has been reverted. Interesting. So they take some, they give some. Alright, overall I would say likely a positive change for Arcane, especially with the unlimited amount of damage you can do. With Arcane Rebound, I would love to test this talent. Looks to be pretty interesting. Fire Mage, it seems like they are nerfing the CDR coming from your 2Ps, whatever. That means less uptime on your major cooldowns. It seems like they're trying to buff Frost as well. Sorry guys, my cat. Let me just check. Okay. Yada yada yada. Oh, they're changing how Frost Mage is actually changing a lot of the talents done to them. Interesting, but Spell Slinger, teaching Frozen Orb damage bonus reduced to 15 was 30. They're nerfing that on Spell Slinger, but they're buffing all Splinter damage by 20 and Ice Lance by 20. Maybe they're trying to offset out nerfs, I guess, question mark. I'm not sure. Kind of interesting. They also reverted all of the changes done in a previous week. With the different talents. Interesting, chat. I'm actually not sure about Frost Mage now. Interesting. Brewmaster, Purified 3 maximum stacks reduced to 6 was 10 and now increases Celestial Brew absorb amount by 35 per stack was 20. Ooh, higher durability for Brew? Question mark? Mistweaver Spinning Crane Kick damage increased by 40 was 30. They're buffing Mistweaver? The fuck? It was already the best healer. Bug fixes from Mistweaver as well. Conduit of Celestials, it seems like be getting a buff. Damage increased by 30. Master of Harmony, however, is getting a small nerf from 15 to 5. Windwalker, very minor changes. Yikes. I wanted to see more for that, but whatever, I guess. Holy Paladin, bug fixes on Head of the Sun. Protection Paladin, it seems to be getting a nerf. The fighting fire damage reduced by 30. Cooldown reduction from Utter Council reduced by 15 was of 30. Wow, okay. Strength in Advisory now displaced with stacks. Also reduced 3% parry per enemy stack was 5. Durability nerfs on Protection Paladin seems like, which I guess they needed. I think Blizzard is trying to push them away from the meta and they're trying to cycle something else to be part of the meta, I guess, question mark, probably. Ret Paladin, all damage increased by 5%. However, Imperial Hammer has been nerfed by 30%. They're trying to distribute some damage not to be focused on Imperial Hammer and instead be more focused around the overall toolkit. Now, would that make Templar worse than Herald? I'm unsure, but that actually doesn't sound too bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing Herald, because that's true. Imperial Hammer does a lot of damage. It's like usually around like 12 to 15 of my overall, which is pretty huge. Disc Priest changes, it seems like, beginning quite a bit. Void Summon has been redesigned. Now reduces the cooldown of Shadow Fiend, Mindbender, or Void Path by 50%. Wow. Priest may also slowly move during Ultimate Penance. Good quality of life change, I guess. Evangelism, more healing by 40. Good stuff. They needed that. Pain and Suffering, increased duration Shadow Ward Pain by 2 seconds per talent point invested. Juicy. Shadow Ward Pain, more damage, 15%. Juicy. Exploration is Expiation has been redesigned a little bit. It seems like the developer nodes have been added. Penance has many stacking modifiers that affect its power, which has made it feel weak when the player doesn't have all these modifiers active. We would like Penance to still feel good on its own, so it's reducing the effectiveness of Power of Dark Side. Power of Dark Side increased damage of healing of Penance by 30 with 50. However, Penance does more damage in healing by 50% by itself, and it's now being reduced by haste. However, Power of Dark Side has been nerfed. Okay. Also changed to Harsh Discipline. I wonder if this is gonna be a net nerf to the priest itself. I think it's likely a positive change. I'm uncertain because I haven't tested anything so far, but this sounds to be like they're trying to have more baseline power rather than just relying on flat out talents, you know. Holy Priest, Light Power now increases the healing of your heal and prayer of healing by 18 was 25. Ooh, nerf to Holy Priest. Tree of Light has been nerfed. Finally, it's been actually too OP last week. Good nerf overall. Desperate Healing is also been nerfed, but Prayer of Healing has been beefed up by 20%. Good stuff. And Eternal Sanctify now extends the duration of Apotheosis by 1 second with 1.5. Lesser extension, I guess. Not too shabby though. I like the beefing to Prayer of Healing. Maybe I would love to be a little bit more than that. But also they're nerfing the rest healing by quite a bit, especially Tree of Light. Shadow. A lot of bug fixes on the tier set. I'm happy to see that. Very, very well done by Public, by the way. Big shout out. I've seen his posts on the forums. Good stuff. The guy is actually a legend for Shadow Priest, so keep it up. Outlaw Rogue seems to be getting a rather small buff actually. With a higher chance to roll 2 or more buffs or matches, I guess. From 12% to 16%. Juicy stuff. Happy to see that. Elemental Shaman, barely any changes. I guess Farseer changes for Ele. Nobody gives a shit about that. And that's also utility buffs. Nobody gives a shit. Stormbringer artist charge now accumulates up to 2 charges. I already talked about that one. It's been present since December. Nothing new. Enhanced Shaman getting new tier set. We already covered that one last week. Nothing new. They're just reporting back. Voltic Blaze chance to trigger has been slightly reduced. Nerf to Voltic Blaze. Forceful Winds increased the damage of wind speed weapons by 15% with 20. Juicy. I would love to see how that's gonna play out. They're also buffing Tempest by 15% on Enhancer and Awaken Storm by 20. Ooh, they're trying to make you play once again Stormbringer. Also nerfing to Temic by quite a bit actually. Input Mastery. Being nerfed quite substantially, almost double to everything. I guess that's actually going to be rather big hit to Temic. Now, Stormbringer might take the lead, especially when I see Tempest damage increase by 15%. Juicy. Resto Shaman, Master of the Elements now lasts for 30 seconds. I guess quality of life change, not too shabby. I love to see that. Farseer buffs to Restoration Shaman. All Ancestor healing reduced by 15%. However, now they benefit from Mastery. Thumbs up. Good stuff overall. They seems to be getting the buffs on Farseer once again. The Elemental Reverb, more healing on Riptide. Yada yada yada. Maelstrom Supremacy also has been getting a rather big buff. I guess double the effect. Pretty good stuff. I like to see more changes done to Restoration Shaman. And not only to Farseer itself, I guess to the core toolkit. Warlock, nobody cares about Drain Life. Demo Lock 2 set. Nerfing the 2 set of Demo, actually to be expected because the general power of the set of Demonology is really fucking OP. They're nerfing also Destruction to bonus set, which is actually very good because it was way too OP. Nerfing almost double the effect from the bolts. That was one of the most OP stuff next week. Don't worry, Destro's still gonna be broken as fuck, so that's whatever. I'm actually surprised that there's no more changes for Affliction because their tier set doesn't work. I'll love to see that to be changed. As well. Again, Rogue also didn't get any changes. Actually quite a surprise there too. Warrior, lasting last. It seems like Adam's Warrior is getting rather the much needed buffs to their tier set. 2 set. Chance to begin winning streak, increase the damage overpower by 5%, stack it up 10 times. Overpower has a 15% chance to end your winning streak. Okay. When winning streak ends, you gain 2% haste and mortal strike, cleave damage increased by 2% per stack. Now, I'm not sure if that's getting a buff, because it sounds like the same as last week, but maybe like the percentage overall is higher. I need to check for the last week changes and see exactly if that's going to be a buff or a nerf. But again, from my memory, I think Arms Warrior had pretty bad tier set. Like in terms of power spike was pretty bad. It was like around 3.5-4% buff. So I would love to see that to be slightly higher because their classes, for example, Destro Lock got insane tier set and Fire Mages, etc. So wanted to see a bit more adjustments on behalf of this. And last but not least, Protection Warrior. It seems like they're getting more positive changes. Shield charge cooldown reduced by 12 seconds instead of 6. Liquid draw duration increased to 12 seconds instead of 10. Good stuff. And also fix an issue causing liquid draw to incorrectly modify shield slam critical strike chance. That's pretty much all the changes so far. Can I be happy about the changes? I mean, sure. I guess I expected a bit more for Rogue, to be honest with you. I wanted to see a bit more bug changes to Sub Rogue, for example. Acid Rogue, pretty shit tier set. Alpha Rogue, no changes to the tier set, was pretty bugged out. I want to see more Blood Decay buffs as well. I wanted to see adjustments on Guardian Druid as well. Sadly, nothing there. Pretty much no changes done to, in my opinion, to the top performing spec so far, except I guess Enhance has been changed the most out of the top dogs. I guess Fire Mage nerfed a little bit too. So yeah, overall, I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, you know. I'm happy with that they're trying to change things every week, but again, I expected a little bit more, especially after delaying the patch for like 2 days. I was like, it's gonna be huge, you know. Anyway, guys, I think that's all for now. I'll catch you tomorrow for the all testing. Hopefully you're gonna see some good stuff before this. If not, I got you tomorrow with every single class that has been changed live on stream starting 11 o'clock Central European time. Peace out, have a good one, I'll see you tomorrow.